What's up, y'all? I'm JimDre Westbrook, aka Worth the Wait Guy, the 30-year-old virgin, and today marks the first episode for the Worth the Wait Guy podcast. I'd like to thank everybody who contributed for the Indiegogo campaign on making this thing happen. I love you guys and thank you for your support. Today's guest is Dr. Timothy Wilson of Las Vegas, Nevada. He's been so gracious and kind to let us come in his house so we can film the podcast today. He's my dentist, he's a dear friend, and he's my fraternity brother. So sit back, relax, and check us out. Worth the Wait Guy podcast is going down, baby.
Better late than never, never late is better. Praying all the time, wishing time would fly by. Felt like it was taking all day. Can't deny it was worth the wait. Better late than never, never late is better. Praying all the time, wishing time would fly by. Felt like it was taking all day. Can't deny it was worth the wait.
Today, my guest is Dr. Timothy Wilson, dentist extraordinaire, one of the best pediatric dentists on the West Coast, my personal dentist, and also one of my great fraternity brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. What's going on, baby?
What's going on, man?
Chilling.
Good to see you. Appreciate you having me.
Thanks, thank you. It's what an honor and pleasure for us to finally sit down and have this. Tell us about what made you become an entrepreneur. Why you wanted to be your own boss. What made you want to be an entrepreneur?
Ooh, that's a good question. My mom was probably the catalyst to me becoming an entrepreneur. She always told me to strive for greatness and that I could be whatever I wanted to be with hard work, perseverance. So I think she was by far the catalyst. And then I started looking at different role models, different people, so there were certain people that I wanted to, emulate. And at the end of the day, I just said, hey, listen, I need to be an entrepreneur. I need to be my own boss, kind of do my own thing, make my own money, control my own destiny, which I like. Mm-hmm. So you're not a puppet on a string. So
right.
No one controls you. You control yourself.
Yes,
and you can go as high or as low as you need to go. And life is short. We want to play hard. We want to work hard. And if you have the right attitude, you can go far. That's really, I think, to me, that's the key. That's the key to life. You want to becoming an entrepreneur. You can make money, and you don't even have to be there.
Oh yeah.
That's the beautiful part about it. You have other people working for you, so you could be in the Bahamas, and you're making money. As a dentist, if you're not an entrepreneur and you're working for someone, then if you don't work, you don't make money. Mm-hmm. So that's that simple.
So it's very interesting that you say your mother was there for you, and she was one of the people who wanted you to be an entrepreneur, who was a support system. My parents, they supported me throughout everything that I wanted to do. However, I think at that same age, they wanted me to do other things. Entrepreneurship wasn't a part of our family fabric. It wasn't a part of something that they saw for their son to do. They wanted graduate school. They wanted a more traditional route. However, I always saw that in myself, to work for myself, to be my own boss. I really like the fact that you had someone to say, it's okay, go ahead and do it. And you were man enough and comfortable enough in yourself to make those things happen.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
She's the best. She was the best. Yes.
Good. Now, was there ever a time where you might have felt you couldn't become an entrepreneur, where you might have thought it wasn't good enough, or being an entrepreneur wasn't for you? Were there any hard times, maybe it was dental school, where you thought, you second-guessed yourself about being an entrepreneur?
Sure. That everyone has second guess on anything that you pursue. When you're up till 3-4 o'clock in the morning studying, you've got 30 credit hours, semester that you have to get through, and this and that. Every day is a struggle, and it's something that you don't really experience because in undergrad it's totally different. And at the end of the day, you just see that light at the end of the tunnel. Right. But it doesn't stop there. When I did my residency, I'm in the hospital sometimes all night. pediatric residency, and I'm, not only in the books again, but then I'm, on call, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. It just becomes overwhelming at times, but you have to stay focused. And at the end of the day, I have to stick this out, because this is what I want to do, for the rest of my life. And, a couple years of hard work always pays off.
I like that. And when it comes to working hard and, learning, some things that are very important at a younger age, let's talk about fatherhood.
Okay.
And that's something that neither of us can say we are today.
Right.
However, I think both of us wouldn't mind if that happens in our future.
I hope so.
Yeah. So,
I hope so. That's the goal, right?
That's the goal.
That's the
And,
goal.
I know God will bless me with, a future wife, so then I can start that journey.
Sure.
With her. So I'll ask this question.
Sure.
If you were to have a teenage son in this day and age, what would be some of the advice you'd give him as being a man?
Right.
Growing up in this world when we have, we see all the police brutality stuff that's going on. We see growing up in this world with all the sex and everything just thrown at you, social media.
Right.
Everything is out there.
Right.
What type of advice would you tell your son if you had one in this world today?
Ooh, that's a good question. First of all, I would talk to him about, just being a good person. I think that's number one. Faith in God, being a good person. I would 100% instill academics into the mix. Let him know that academics is number one. And I would also, because I was an excellent athlete, I would also kind of have him steer towards athletics a little bit too. I think athletics are great. I think it builds character. It builds tenacity. There's a lot of good things that come along with athletics. I would just teach him how to be a good person. Kind of not let what's going on in society affect him. Because right now, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of, unfortunately, we have people that shouldn't be on top, or people that, people are, they're like almost like deities, or almost like gods, and they shouldn't be, because they haven't done anything to get on that pedestal.
Right.
But this is the society that we live in, and it's unfortunate. Once you become a parent, it's your responsibility to make sure that you teach your kid right from wrong. And so, we just have to deal with that. But we need to let our kids know that, hey, this is not what I want you to do. Just because you have money, or the perception that you have money, doesn't always mean that that you're a good person, or you're someone to be looked upon, looked up, or become looked as a role model. Because every person, and unfortunately, every person in the limelight is not a good role model.
Yeah, it's crazy. When we were growing up, a lot of the things that our parents or our role models taught us, these kids are learning from Twitter. These kids are learning from Facebook.
Right.
I saw something today where Charlemagne tweeted something where all of the stuff that we learned in school, all of the stuff we learned from just having street smarts, being in the neighborhood, these kids are learning on Twitter, are learning on Facebook, are learning on Instagram, where these have always been the keys to the game for eternity. You know what I mean? They're acting like as if they just discovered something because it's the latest Vine video. But these are things that have been passed down from generations to generation. And it's crazy that as they, the generations go down, and us thinking about having kids, how much different it will be. Even the church, they're learning from Instagram. They're learning from Facebook. They're learning from Twitter. This is stuff that's just been passed down. But when they see a cat do a Vine video, it's like, oh, he's teaching us the keys to the game. This stuff is nothing new. So like you said, and it comes from those parents, it comes from the family members, it comes from people who actually care about us, versus the guy that I watch on TV every Tuesday night. So no, I'm with you on that.
Good point, good point.
So I know we're almost running out of time, but I'd like to just ask a couple more questions.
Okay, anything.
And then you'll be free. So
All right.
in terms of our viewers, we get a lot of viewership who want to know about entrepreneurship, who are wanting to know about inspiration, motivation. Is there anything, Doc, that you think you can say to our audience that can make them or help them live a better life or help them continue to chase their dreams?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. That's number one. Number two, always pursue your dream, whatever, no matter how insurmountable the odds are. Anything can be accomplished. I'm a testament to single family. A lot of things happened that may have in my life that it may have been construed as being negative or that could have prevented me from doing what I needed to do. But at the end of the day, man, it's I look at it like this: if I can do it, you can do it. I'm no different than anyone else. We've all gone through our ups and downs. I've had problems just like everyone else, and I still go through problems. Every day is something new. But at the end of the day, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And the beautiful thing about life is that as hard or as bad as you think things are, tomorrow may bring that ray of light, that sunshine. You never know. Tomorrow you could win a lottery, or you could just say, hey, listen, something really good is going to happen. And it may, and it does. Things happen all the time. So never give up. Always go for your dream. Always persevere, and you will always become successful.
I totally agree, and I like that you said life will throw you almost anything. I mean, just us two, we're talking about two brothers being in almost fatal car accidents. For yours, that was, an act of God that you're still here. And same with me.
Absolutely.
Both of us in different times of our lives have been into car accidents that many people don't, survive.
Right.
So it's like you said, it's definitely a blessing that we're both here and able to still achieve and to get our goals out and to make things happen. And then that's a beautiful thing, like you said. Life is good. So, okay, we're going to switch it just a little bit.
All right.
3 more questions. We're going to talk about sports.
All right.
I know that both of us are huge sports fans, and it's August. So August means, training camp,
right.
Hall of Fame game, fantasy football,
yes.
It's all coming
going down.
So let's get your picks and
right.
your comments on a few things.
Right.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Who you got?
Seattle.
You got Seattle.
Now I know you like Green Bay.
I do. Yes.
I like Green Bay too. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man.
Yes, he is.
But I just feel that Seattle has they have the best formula right now. They've got all the pieces to the puzzle, and we'll see.
Okay.
Picked up a couple new guys.
Yeah, with the addition of Jim Graham.
That's it.
They signed Russell.
Yeah,
they got their linebacker. Wagner's back.
Marshawn's back.
Yeah,
they basically have their same core.
Yeah, they're going to
team.
They'll be tough, but Aaron Rodgers, that bad man that he is my guy, and I'm still a little heartbroken over that debacle over Seattle, them choking.
Things happen,
They do. So we'll find out next year. Okay, so Seattle. 2 more questions. Who do you think is the best player in the NFL right now? Like, who's one of your favorite players that you like to watch, that you get excited that he's really, really, really good?
Wow, I have a few good. I've got a few good players.
Okay.
I like DeMarco Murray. Running back.
Yeah, he's good.
He's the man.
Yeah, Vegas guy.
Yeah, good guy. Good family guy, great guy. I like, of course, Tom Brady, Michigan guy.
Yes, sir.
Aaron Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers. I like Cam Chancellor.
Yeah, Cam's good.
I I was defensive back, so I like Richard Sherman. So there's a couple guys I like. I like J.J. Watts.
Yeah.
Bad boy.
Yeah, Watts. Yeah,
Freak of nature.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a beast. So I think this is gonna be a good year.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Real excited, man. So those are some of the main guys that I like.
Okay. Yeah, I like that list. I like that list a lot. It's funny, J.J. Watt was actually voted the #1 player in the NFL.
Yeah, he was.
By the players, and it's
he's a monster. He's a beast.
it's really crazy what he's been able to do at that position.
Right.
Don't know if he's the next LT or not, but he definitely is. He's good.
He's good. He's a little bit better than good. He's the next LT. I'm not going to anoint him to that level yet, but I think he has the potential, the propensity to become that. We'll see what happens.
Yep. Yes, we will.
We'll see what happens.
Last question, Doc. Couldn't finish it without a Michigan question, so I definitely would like to ask you about our upcoming football season. We've been through a lot.
Too much.
Too much. I'm not going to bring it up, but we have Jim Harbaugh. We have the son coming back to Michigan. What's your opinion on his return? It's his homecoming. Do you think he's the man for the job to return us to glory?
I do. I think he is. Not this year. I'm going to give Jim Harbaugh about 2, maybe 3 years to get us to the glory that we used to be. But Michigan always, we have a lot of, I guess you can say, history. We have a lot of pride, and he'll get us there. I think he needs to really focus in on recruiting some strong. I know we have some really strong players in Detroit, and pick up a couple of SEC guys that want to come up to Michigan and cold.
Yeah. No, I think your philosophy makes a lot of sense, and it's basically the same way that I feel. I don't think it's coming this year. However, I do feel that we can compete. I'm thinking 8-4 this year, possible bowl game, win that bowl game, and like you said, with new players from the D, cats from down south, I think our top 5 recruiting class for next year can help build us for a great future.
Absolutely.
And can't wait to see that.
All right.
Well, what I'd like to do is thank everyone for tuning in today for the first Worth the Wait Guy podcast. I'd like to thank my guest, Dr. Timothy Wilson, for opening up his home and for us giving you this podcast. Check out worththewaitguy.com where you can see this full episode. And if you're not following me already, go to @worththewaitguy on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram so you can join the movement and follow my journey as Worth the Wait Guy, the 30-year-old virgin. Until next time, God bless and live at your own pace.
All right.